The Prime Minister gives details on government's new crime-fighting strategy. He also gives an update on the timeline for national health insurance. 2 are dead and another in hospital after an early morning traffic accident. Plus, a local web shop chain is giving away 2 brand new homes. We'll tell you how to enter to win. We've got those stories and a lot more coming up tonight. I'm Dana Smith, and NB12 starts right now. Topping news tonight, CCTV will play a vital role in the government's new crime-fighting strategy. Prime Minister Perry Christie today spoke to the importance of having cameras at every angle to catch criminals in the act in an effort to fix the country's crime problem. The Prime Minister also hinted at the possibility of there being a lockdown in the country. Kyle Joaquin reports.
The last we heard of the government's new crime-fighting strategy was when the Prime Minister hinted that it could impose on people's freedom of movement. But today, while addressing a group of pastors, the Prime Minister gave a little more insight into what exactly could come in that new strategy.
Commissioner, you will get the cameras, and we will see them. We will see everyone as they move in and out of their respective abodes. You're going to get the cameras. It's going to be a significant expense.
It isn't long now before CCTV is introduced to every crime-ridden area of the Bahamas, according to Prime Minister Perry Christie. With 141 murders so far this year, Christie said he can't have a country where people are being shot down like dogs. He said one day he had a one-on-one meeting with the police commissioner. That was followed by another meeting where they were joined by the Minister of National Security. After that, Christie said he took an officer with him to Paris shortly after the ISIS attacks to see what a lockdown looks like.
But I had the officer walk the streets of Paris with me to see when a nation is challenged, how they respond. I've asked the commissioner to respond.
The Prime Minister had previously indicated that the new crime-fighting strategy may impose on people's freedom of movement. But he didn't say for sure whether a lockdown is really being considered. Murder was at an all-time high this year, with several women and teenagers falling victim to violence. While speaking to a group of religious leaders today, Christie also urged parents to take some responsibility for the outcome of their children.
Mothers who have sons, fathers who have children, that protect your children. Because if they kill, they are victims, and if they're killed, they are victims. And in our country, they are young people. They're the resource of this country.
Christie said the Commissioner of Police should have the full support of the government and Bahamian people in the fight against crime. The government, he said, will make way for the hiring of more police officers.
You need numbers. So we're going to empower you to recruit more officers. We're going to give you that. You need more equipment. We are going to empower you by giving you more equipment.
There is still no definitive date as to when this new strategy will take effect. Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
The Prime Minister also gave an update on the timeline for national health insurance today. While addressing religious leaders at a luncheon to honor past presidents of the Bahamas Christian Council, Christie indicated the full benefits package should come within the next 9 to 12 months.
When the doctors asked me, said, well, what happens if I diagnose a person and they have some catastrophic illness? We're going to put a fund in place to cover that as we make the steps towards the benefits package that will come over the next 9 months to a year. But the point I'm making is this. We are going to do it. The only thing I leave you with is this. We're going to show you why the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, that's me, said I want people to feel it before they have to pay.
Government plans to roll out NHI in phases beginning January 1st. Christie called NHI the most significant happening in the history of the Bahamas.
It is fundamentally important to each of you to know that what is taking place now is going to be one of the most significant happenings in the history of this country, because the intent is to put in place a system that will give equity to people who don't have it. And wherever they may be in this country, they are now going to be able to have that biblical, what you do for the least of my brethren. That's what's going to happen.
Christie said, "I'm not stupid, and he won't resurrect an economy to only impose something on it that would drag it backward." Christie said there are areas of governance where he and the opposition leader should come together as one. He added that as it pertains to NHI, he won't fight with the doctors and certainly not the insurance companies.
When Canada implemented national health insurance, there were no private insurance companies, so they didn't have the problem. We have private insurance companies. But I don't want the private insurance companies to misunderstand me when I say, yes, we're going to let you live, but the overall interest of the average man in this country demand that I have a public insurer as well.
2 people are dead and another person is in hospital in critical condition after the car they were in crashed into a utility pole in the early hours of this morning. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean was at the scene this morning, where he said police received reports of the traffic accident shortly after 4 o'clock. Dean dubbed the incident tragic and said police are still in the preliminary stages of their investigations as they work to determine how it happened. But speaking generally, Dean warned drivers to be careful on the streets. Dean also gave an update on another incident. He said 2 men are in police custody after 100 pounds of marijuana were found in a home on Cooper's Terrace. Free National Movement Chairman Michael Pintard said he is surprised and saddened that former F&M Senator John Bostwick was convicted of possession of ammunition. Pintard said, "My heart, as is the heart of the Free National Movement and thousands of Bahamians, goes out to him and his family. We stand in solidarity with him and are in the gap petitioning God on his behalf." Pintard was in court on Wednesday when Magistrate Andrew Forbes convicted Bostwick after he was found with a magazine and 10 bullets for a pistol inside his backpack in Grand Bahama last year. Forbes rejected Bostwick's claims that he was framed